Hi there, Ty here with Fitness by Ty. Today's workout will be what I call a rotisserie ab workout. We're going to be switching from exercises, prone exercises, so facing the floor, to supine, which is facing the ceiling. It will strengthen your muscles. It will help you to stabilize your spine. Okay, it will definitely make you stronger. So let's get started with that. It's going to be about 30 seconds with each exercise, roughly. If you want, you can count your reps. Totally up to you. You can do 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds. More than 3 rounds, it's a bunch of exercises. That'll be probably a little too much. You don't need to. Okay, so let's get started. The first exercise will be a leg raise. So we're going to be laying on your back. Now, a quick trick here, it's not cheating. Hands underneath your hips, and that tilts your hip a little bit and will protect your spine, especially if you have lower back issues. So the goal with this exercise is to lift your leg all the way up, keeping your leg straight and lowering. You're going to do that nice and slow, and you can do about 10 reps, or you can count about 30 seconds, 40 seconds, something around that range. So coming down nice and slow. And if you're feeling it bothers your lower back, you can always bend your knees a little bit. That's fine, just going nice and slow. A little more. You can leave your shoulders on the floor. And you want to get close to the floor, but without resting your legs. Couple more times. And time. Now we're going to turn around. We're going to be facing the floor. The next exercise will be facing the floor. It's going to be a plank, and I call that a plank and movement. So we're going to not just be staying there on the plank position. So next one, hands on the floor. Hold your plank. So you want to have a straight line from your shoulders all the way down to your heels, and you're going to lift one leg at a time, alternating. So what you're trying to do with that, you don't have to lift your leg too high. And what you're trying to do is to stabilize your spine. Once you take one of your bases off, your body will try to rotate. And what you're trying to do is to avoid that. So make sure your wrists, your shoulders are over your wrists. And alternating nice and slow. Don't rush through the movement. Keeping your abs nice and tight to protect your spine. You don't want to sag your hip. And nice. Now we're going to switch. You're going to be lying on your back in the next exercise. Okay, so now we're going to do a reverse crunch. Reverse crunch, I want you to keep your knees flexed. And you're going to try to keep this angle here between your thighs and your shin. You're going to be drawing your hip off the floor and returning to that initial position without changing that angle, and bring it back up. And you're going to use your ab muscles to stop that movement. Nice and slow. Control the movement the entire time. When you lift, you can really draw it in. Never losing tension. Couple more times. And last time now. And time. All right, the next one now, we're going to turn facing the floor again to a prone position. The next one is going to be another plank movement, So you're going to be lifting one arm at a time on that plank position. So facing the floor. First, get that plank. Now, I want to lifting one arm at a time without letting your spine rotate. And you're going to be doing a movement like you slice in the air up. Slice it up, bring it back down. And try not to move your shoulders or your hips. And you can do 10 times. I usually count to 10. It's pretty easy to go. And you can always add more rounds if you want to. Try to keep it facing down. I kind of rotated a little bit on that one. I could feel it. especially with talking, I don't recommend that. Couple more times. Always keeping your abs nice and tight. And time. All right, so now going back to your back. The next exercise is called dead bug. So you're gonna keep 90 degrees with your knees and your shin and thigh, your arms in front of your body right here. As you drop your right arm, you're going to straighten your left leg. So you're gonna go straight back here. At the same time, without touching the floor, bring it back to the middle. And you're gonna be using your abs to decelerate and control that movement. The slower you go, you could probably do this all day if you're rushing through it. Not your goal. Keep that angle there. And back up. Slow. Couple more times. And time. All right, so now we're gonna go back to that plank position. Now, this next exercise, you can actually do it the more challenging way, which is on a plank, holding a plank, or you can do that on your knees. So when you do it on your knees, a lot of people know this exercise as bird dog. And when you do it with the plank, it's gonna be the same concept, but it's just a lot more challenging to keep that stabilization, okay? So I'm gonna show you first the position on your knees. So knees and hands down. And the challenge, the movement is fairly simple, but your challenge is to make sure you're not rotating, because our body will always try to compensate. So you're gonna lift your arm and the opposite leg at the same time. So it's pretty much like what we did with the dead bug, right? Same concept, I would say. It's just facing a different position right here. And you're gonna do the same thing, the other side, alternating. Trying to really not turn, not to move anything, just facing down the entire time. And if you're doing this the right way, you're actually gonna find some challenge in doing this the correct way. Okay, so just really working on your spine stabilization. Now you wanna make it a little more challenging, you can do this movement actually with a plank. So if you're gonna do this with a plank, just make sure you're nice and stable first. And you're gonna lift one arm and the opposite leg at the same time. So you're gonna lift, hold it, bring it back down, and do the other side. Hold it, and back down, and keep alternating. Lost my balance a little bit in that one. I don't advise you talking when you're doing that. And again, you can do probably 10 times or 30 seconds. That depends on your shoulder strength, on how you're feeling, how fatigued your abs are too. You don't want to start sagging your hip. You don't want to start rotating your spine. All right, so we're gonna go now on our back again. And we're gonna do a slow bicycle crunch. It's not a movement for you to do super fast. What I recommend is that keep your fingers by your ears. Bring your knees up. As you drop one leg, you're gonna cross your shoulder to the opposite knee. When you're doing that, you wanna try to lift your shoulder blade off the floor. So turn, nice and slow and controlled, and then switch to the other side. So when you're switching, you're not resting all the way down. Now keeping your eyes straight up so you don't put any strain on your neck. Always focusing on the quality of the movement. So if you do like 10 times each side, so I usually say 10 doubles, that's a pretty good amount. Or if you want, again, if you want to count every 30 seconds, you switch the movement, that's totally fine too. And one more time. And time. Now facing down, we're gonna be doing a movement now that's pretty much like a mountain climber. But what you're gonna do, you're gonna twist your torso as you do it. Again, we're not gonna be running, rushing through it. You're gonna be twisting and do it a nice, slow and controlled movement, okay? So hands facing down, head facing down. So we're gonna be twisting, bringing that knee to your opposite shoulder, back and turn and slow. Slow. The slower you go, it's more time under tension. It's more demanding. Keep twisting. Couple more times. And time. All right, now we're gonna go to the last exercise. Lying on your back. We're going to do a negative crunch. So you're gonna sit up all the way, and as you are returning down, you're gonna do that nice and slow, trying to keep your back straight to a certain point. Once it's hard to keep your back straight, you're gonna start rolling down, coming down really slow towards the floor. So right there, when you sit up, what I want you to do is to bring your arms all the way above your head, keep the shoulders relaxed, and you're gonna come down really slow. Once you feel, oh, that's pretty hard to keep it straight, then start rolling down and relax. If you want, you can count 10 seconds coming down. So sit up all the way and go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And that's 4 reps here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do 5 more reps of that. Sit up. 1, 2, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 4 more times. Sit up. 1, 2, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 3 more times. Sit up all the way. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more. 1, 2, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. So to finish up, again, relax, bring your knees to your chest. So that relaxes your lower back a little bit. And another way to relax your abs, putting your heels down, bridging up, squeezing the glutes. That helps you to kind of stretch a little bit of hip flexors. And back down. All right, I hope you enjoyed it. You can do 1, 2, or 3 rounds. It depends on your schedule and how much you are exercising that day. You can do it to finish up maybe a metabolic workout. You can add this to the end. Totally up to you. Or you can use in alternate days. And I'll see you next time.